Real Dads Lead. To all you dads out there, welcome to Real Dads Lead. I'm your host, Dwayne Smith, and next to me is my fellow father, Matt Hamilton. And for those who are new to this podcast, our mission statement is to inspire dads to lead well in their homes, in their communities, and in their culture, and to fulfill their God-given responsibilities for the good of the next generation. Our life verse or our
guiding verse
for
this
verse
ministry
is what is our
It's
guiding
in
verse?
Deuteronomy 6:4-7. It goes like this: Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. And these words that I command you today shall be on your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it's that those verses epitomize of what one of the main responsibilities of a father is. So we talked about in some of our other podcast episodes about 5 main responsibilities of a father, and they started with presence and went on to probity. We talked a little bit about protection and provision and professor. I think that, at least the end of that scripture really is talking about professor, teaching your kids the laws of God, and making sure that they know him thoroughly.
The nature of God, his expectations.
Yeah.
And really, it's not just about verbally teaching, but also through example.
Right. Exactly.
In which you could probably bring in some of those other P's.
Yeah.
Those other responsibilities.
Right. But just thinking through some of the things that you cannot do is teach something that you have not been taught, or teach something that you have not been studying. So Matt and I had been talking a little bit about inspiring you guys and inspiring ourselves to be better in all areas of our lives. One of them was educationally, to be constant learners, right?
Lifelong learners.
Lifelong learners. I like that. So besides reading scripture regularly, which I do, which you do, and you do too with your kids and everything, but we want to also learn from other men that are, who have a lot of experience and a lot of education and things to that effect. So we decided to start a book club, going through and reviewing a book on occasion. And we're going to start by encouraging you guys to, get the book yourself or the audio book, and kind of following along with us as we discuss those things, and give you an opportunity to possibly interact with us on that as well. So what book are we going to start with, Matt?
Yeah, really excited about this. This is called Stepping Up, A Call to Courageous Manhood by Dennis Rainey.
Yep.
That's what it looks like if you want to purchase it off of Amazon. If you're a note taker, you'd like to write in your book, underline it, etc., I would obviously recommend getting it off of Amazon. But Dwayne, not much of a book in hand reader, this guy. He prefers audiobooks, and it is free and in kind of a theatrical form. On Spotify. Listen to a little bit of it. It's really excellent.
Yeah, I found it on my Audible app, and then I noticed it because I thought it was just going to be a book. I was just going to get the book on my Audible, and then noticed that it was actually a podcast, and they had all the chapters on it. So then I looked up, see if I can find it on other podcast areas, and looked up on Spotify, and there it was for free. So that's the thing about Dennis Rainey and the family life. They are very generous with their materials and stuff, and they just want you to. They want to affect their nation. Yeah, they want to affect
the world.
The world.
Yeah. They're fantastic. Yeah. Very well done. Very well seasoned ministry. Yeah. Very trustworthy.
Yeah.
So it's a great book so far. Not finished with it.
Yeah. So read what is the back of that book?
You want to read the synopsis, basically?
Synopsis, yeah. Right.
So let's just start here. So as men, all of us face decisions in life that demand courage, big or little, complex or straightforward. These choices, let's call them battles, matter a great deal. One courageous choice leads to another. Tomorrow's integrity depends on today's bravery. Renowned author, speaker, and radio host Dennis Rainey tackles head-on the call to living, breathing manhood, offering a powerful vision for what it means to be a man who truly conquers and wins. In ways both candid and inspiring, he beckons men in any field and any stage of life with stirring conviction, practical insight, and moving accounts of bold heroes. He identifies 5 stages of a man's journey through life. This is key. Boyhood is number 1, adolescence, manhood, mentor, and patriarch, and examines a man's responsibilities at each step. He calls all men to action, to duty, to courage.
No, it's a good synopsis. Yeah. I am not quite through the book yet, but I'm like in chapter 8, I think, like that, something like that, and I've found it fascinating. So I do appreciate you recommending. What made you want to recommend it to me in the first place?
So it was actually recommended to me.
Okay.
I have a friend who has been going through some workplace as well as marital difficulties over the last several months, and this was maybe recommended to him by who knows who, but he thoroughly recommended it to me, and I was drawn to it not just as a man but also as a father, right? Wanting to gain more wisdom in my dad responsibilities, and I've struggled to put it down. It's really good.
I mean, you don't have to be a father to read this. I mean, there are lots of chapters on fathers, but
yeah, certainly most chapters are not immediately about fathers, but who we are as a man obviously carries over into who we can be to our children. Right. And we'll do our best in each chapter, whether or not it's specifically about fathers, to make that applicable to the whole dad scene, for sure.
Right. And even if you're not like just looking at those steps, even if you're not a father, I mean, those things,
each of the 5 steps are not you don't have to be a father to go through any of them, right? Exactly. Boyhood, adolescence, manhood, mentor, patriarch.
But you're also doing some things like mentor, whether you're a father or not. You can still be a mentor to a lot of, and talks about that a little bit in the book. There are a lot of fatherless kids out there as well. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
So we're going to start with first chapter, I guess, and that'll be our episode 1, I guess.
Yep. So brace yourselves. The first, I think, 4 chapters are kind of laying the groundwork. They're primarily about courage, what it takes to be a man.
And
first chapter is called I Call It Courage.
I Call It Courage. And I think you guys will enjoy it just because it's a lot of storytelling and it's pretty engaging. And that's one of the things I really liked about it, especially the audio version, because they give you sound effects and a little bit of some actual footage of actual sounds of the things that are being described in the book, which is really
events
fun.
that they had recorded in real time.
Right.
He writes about it in the book, but he actually plays the real-time audio for you. In the theatrical version.
Right. Yeah, it's really, really, really good. So put that up there to the screen for those who are listening and not watching the podcast, just holding up the book. The book itself is, what color is that? Like
it's yellowish on top, light green on the bottom. It's got a massive footprint to go with the title, Stepping Up. You really can't mistake it.
Yeah. Stepping Up, A Call to Courage, Courageous Manhood. Sorry, Call to Courageous Manhood by Dennis Rainey. All right. Let's hit it, right?
Yep.
All right.